Penn State's Pat Freiermuth has been named the John Mackey National Tight End of the Week for the second time this season after his 3-touchdown performance helped Penn State improve to 8-0 with a win over Michigan State. Pat, kind enough to join us now from campus. Pat, the man who threw you those touchdowns, Sean Clifford, replaced a Penn State legend in Trace McSorley. There were a lot of questions about the quarterback spot this year. He has answered them all. To many, he has been a surprise. How surprising has his performance been to you and the rest of this Penn State team?
Yeah, I don't really think it's so surprising to us, just because we knew how Cliff was and how he works. He came in every single day. He did what he had to do, watched film all summer, and came into camp and really took command over the team and the offense. So I wouldn't say we were surprised at all. We kind of expected that out of him. We kind of expected for him to do what he does. And yeah, we weren't surprised really at all.
Pat, from a pass catcher's perspective, what's the best thing that Sean does as a pass thrower?
I think he just does a great job putting it where it needs to be. I know wherever I run my route, I know whatever depth I'm at, Cliff is always going to throw me the ball and make sure it's where I can go get it. And that's just not me. That's KJ, that's Jahan, that's Justin, DG. I know all the receivers have great confidence in Cliff, and wherever he puts it, it's going to be a place where we can go get it.
Now, I know you don't have KJ's speed, but for a 6'5", 255-pound tight end, you do have pretty good wheels. It makes you a really tough matchup. You're too big for most DBs. You're too fast for most linebackers. How do you make sure from an execution standpoint that you can make the most of those mismatches?
I just try to come in every single day and watch a lot of film on my opponent, kind of know how they're going to guard me and what their tendencies are and how I can take advantage of their weaknesses. That's something I take great pride in. So every single time I line up with someone across from me and it's man coverage, without a doubt, I know how they're going to guard me and what they're going to do. So I just kind of try to use my tools and my strengths to go against their weaknesses. And however I can exploit my matchup with them, I'm just going to try and do it.
Which do you enjoy more, having the size advantage over a DB or being lined up and having the speed advantage over a linebacker or a bigger safety?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take the speed advantage. It's definitely cool being able to run by someone and all that, but yeah, definitely the speed.
Pat, those 3 touchdowns against Michigan State give you 15 for your Penn State career. It ties you with Mike Gesicki, who many consider to be the best pass-catching tight end in school history. He played 4 years. You've played 21 games. You're also way past guys like Kyle Brady and Mickey Schuler. We're talking about historic names, college football Hall of Famers. What does it mean to you already during your sophomore season to be mentioned in the same breath as those guys?
Yeah, it definitely means a lot, obviously, with Mike and Kyle Brady, and it just definitely means a lot being kind of talked about with those kind of guys this early in my career at Penn State. I definitely didn't expect it. But to be honest, it's cool to be talked about with those guys and be held in those kind of company. But I'm not really focused on that, to be honest. I'm just focused on how I can get better each and every single day, how I approach things in my process and how I come in and practice. I think if I continue to do what I'm doing and continue to approach the way I'm approaching things, the rest of the stuff will handle itself out the rest of the season and the rest of my career here.
You are being talked about a lot now, as is this entire team at 8-0 with a bye week before you get ready to travel to Minnesota on November the 9th for a battle of unbeatens. What's the mindset this week? What are the coaches trying to preach and pound into you guys as you have to wait a couple of weeks before you put that 8-0 mark back on the line?
Yeah, I think Coach Franklin and the whole coaching staff is kind of trying to preach the little details. I think this past weekend we got a little sloppy with the little details. We had a couple unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and that's not who we are. We always play disciplined football, so I think the coaches and the whole program are really buying into trying to focus on the little details and get those little things cleaned up, and just try to continue to get better. Come in every single practice this week, and just try and take our weaknesses and make them strengths. I think the whole program's taking great pride in that, even the coaching staff. So I think we're doing a great job with that, and those are kind of the things that we're trying to hit home this week.
How much of a bye week is spent on rest, recovery, self-scout, and how much is spent looking ahead to the next opponent, in this case, Minnesota?
Yeah, I think with Coach Franklin's whole 1-0 mentality, we kind of take the bye week separate than Minnesota. Obviously, we have some Minnesota prep in there. Obviously, we get those extra days trying to look ahead for them. But I think it's a lot more self-scout. I know Coach Bowen Just having all the tight ends looking at our one-on-one clips and our perimeter blocks. I'm just trying to pick up our tendencies and kind of weaknesses and what we do in those areas to try and improve them in this bye week and finish the last 4 games off strong.
It is a name that is being more and more well-known around the country, and for those who don't know, it is Freiermuth. Try to pronounce it right. He's a guy who catches a lot and catches a lot of balls in the end zone. Hey, Pat, we truly appreciate the time. Great to catch up. Enjoy the rest this week, and good luck when you guys head to the Twin Cities next weekend to take on Minnesota.
Thank you. I appreciate it.